Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about My Hero Academia, which is on chapter 371. Now, this chapter right here was actually pretty, nice in terms of information here and there, but a lot of people believe that this should have been addressed much more clearly back then. Some people do mention about this kind of topic here and there, like little by little, but still, it becomes a little problematic, I guess, depending on how and where you're trying to put this in the story, It should have been addressed a long time ago, but, it is what it is. So, if anything else, let's go. We had to it that, Soji continues his class against Spinner and tells him to stop this madness because you're only gonna freaking, do a lot of crazy damage, And we have to it that, Koda ends up seeing Soji trying to fight his way to Spinner, and everyone who's a freaking Hetero Morphs, or non-human like appearance, decides to take back Kurogiri. We have to it that Spinner himself is actually losing his mind right now, not knowing what's going on with him. He says no idea, etc. And we have to it that the guy who enjoys making those speeches whatsoever says he means he has no idea how much we suffer, blah blah blah. And even that guy who's making those speeches says that Brat and Spinner is not helping either. So keep going, And we have to it that Shoji tells Spinner to stop this attack and stop this madness. Otherwise, you're really gonna you're gonna make this cause go to hell for a long time, And we have to it that that Spinner remembers about Ulf One giving him his power, saying if you want durability, this should help you out, And we have to it that Ulf One actually gave Spinner another ability involving scale armor, It'll grant him a lot of strength, heightened defense whatsoever, and appearance of a true leader, And we have to Spinner remembers his time how he played League of Legends with Shigaraki, And we have to it Spinner goes onto a crazy rampage and actually cutting up Soji with his blade, which I thought was pretty gruesome in a way. Even right now, I am very shocked to see how Spinner's going crazy, but that's just him, And we have to it Koda realizes that Soji's in danger and gets really upset about this, And we have to it that freaking the guy who likes to speak out loud and speak out for everyone as if he's some kind of vice leader whatsoever, says that we all need blood and today it'll benefit future of all Hetero Morphs. And we have to it that Koda gets really angry about what the guy is saying, and then he's more angry to see Soji getting hurt right now, And we had to it, everyone ends up gathering around Soji and they end up having a talk with him, We had to it, Soji finally reveals takes off his mask and shows his, power, He talks about, how his parents didn't have arms like his whatsoever, but he comes from a ugly backstory, how pure blood is more important, And that's how Soji got his scar, because they don't like someone like him and they just see him don't see him as a sake of purity, They think everyone else is just BS whatsoever, etc. And because it's because that Tokiyami and Koda were born into cities, they think they think things like that about being purity is behind them, They accept Hetero Morphs, etc. But there are so many messed up places, however, that won't even blink an eye at murdering children for murdering the sake of purity, Even Ashido is really disgusted by this, saying they're better off being destroyed or killed. Yeah, understood, but prejudice will still exist. Even Mineta felt so guilty and apologized for Shoji for calling him an octopus, And we have to it, Soji's hey, it's fine, don't let it get to you. But my name is Tentacle after all. I may look like a villain, I may be looking like the most villain looking like heroes right now, but I'm not bothered by any of it at all, The scars I have on me is the reason shows that I'm a Hetero Morphs. I wear a mask so people don't think I'm out for retribution when it cause a lot of pain or misery, Because, when you're in in a nasty rough house of a backstory, which Shoji did, and maybe some of our Class 1A guys, well, of course, Todoroki and so forth, ends up having to, talk about, about these things to them and having to go through the backstory, you would have like want to destroy society, you know. But Shoji did not go through that at all, you know. But we have to it that like that Shoji remembers there was one happy memory, like he actually saved someone, you know. He even mentioned about it in his head, like that like he saved one girl from drowning into the river and used his own Hetero Morphs powers in order to save her, and she's very grateful and thanks him for it, you know. And there was one happy memory I had that lasted for a long that's forever with me, and I'm overjoyed to have this body of mine. All of Class 1A in this backstory ends up hugging Shoji, tells him, hey man, we're all good, it's okay, we'll make a ton of happy memories to get together, you know. And Suyu-chan is like in that thing saying, oh, this is the comfiest spot ever, you know, that kind of thing, which I thought was pretty sweet and cute. And we have to it that like that Shoji does explain, like, I don't think over a century of prejudice will be over in our lifetime. But I believe that's why I want to continue doing simple efforts like that could carry on that torch, you know? We had to it, Koda remembers those things of, like, what Shoji said. And he wants to become the world's coolest hero that'll pass on this good memory onto the next generation so it'll keep continuing on, you know? And, you know, Shoji continues his fight against like Spinner, while Koda himself, his head's already changing into something else, you know. And we have to it that Shoji tells like Spinner that he also suffered discrimination and our oppressors will never be on the right. However, there has to be another way here and there. You can't just use violence as a way to like to destroy everything and kill innocent people, you know? However, Spinner goes into madness rage saying, I don't care, tear it all down. And then we had to it, Shoji's like, think about how you're channeling your rage right now. After all, the ones who carry these scars is gonna freaking affect what's gonna happen in the future. And we have to it that like the guy ends up making like freaking like speeches that likes to talk a lot, you know, that insected heteromorph, you know, insect. We have to it like if that was supposed to be true, we wouldn't have gathered an army. You know, your alternatives are so stupid. You're just showing off your bloated ego, you know. It just shows how domesticated you are by the humans, and you lost your fighting will. We see a lot of birds coming up and going after like after the guy who's making these speeches, and Koda's like, hey, don't you dare laugh at my friend, you you crazy douchebag. And we have to it that Koda's head is starting to change a lot right now, dude. It's starting to form a lot of like some kind of hardened crystallized stalagmite. I don't know. I don't know. But one thing's for certain is that Shoji will therefore wrap freaking like Spinner's arm with his power, you know, and freaking Spinner says, oh man, that's disgusting. However, Shoji's like, what can I say? It's what I am, you know, and gets ready to deliver a punching blow to him, you know, etc. And we had to it that, like, Shoji continues this fight against Spinner, and Spinner goes into crazy mode, you know, etc. In this chapter right here, it mentions about, like, discriminations of those who are heteromorphs, you know, and it's kind of, like, messed up a bit. I thought it was a pretty nice, backstory about Shoji and about how society is like a screwed up place, you know. However, like many people believed, and I also somewhat agree as well, that this should have been mentioned back then. But you know, as like Shonen Jump and everything else, all things considered, and how people would do it, you know, they just don't allow the story to like expand, you know, a little bit more, and they decide to do it. And that's the reason why some of the arcs and writing had to be changed up a bit, which is really sad, because all things considered, if these guys who are allowed to write and draw however they wish, I'm pretty sure it would have been much better and would have been like a more properly managed and more beloved. But not many people, like such as the people in Japan of young audiences, don't really care about that and only care about the heroes and main characters, you know, which really sucks, but that's just how it is. I mean, like everyone has their own stinking writing perspective. There's a lot of people who would rather prefer like nice, good written like scenes instead of like BS, you know. But yeah, anyways, that's just that's just what the community thinks and what I also believe it should have been done. This issue should have been addressed a while ago, but many people believe this has been hinted at about it since there was a police dog chief, and then like there's a dog hero or something, and then there's a lion hero, then killer orca, but still, I mean, like, they were mentioned there, but they didn't have much problems here and there, but yeah. Anyways, without a lot of confusion and me being off topic and vague, please forgive me. We get to know this backstory of Soji, how he comes from a stinking like old school disgusting environment of a village, how they only believe pure children should exist and that they will murder children who are not really up to the standards, in terms of physical appearance, which is really screwed up. However, Soji believes that like there are other ways to handle this. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why he wants to become the coolest hero and pass on this torch that could like carry on, and hopefully prejudice will like still continue to like die down or low down the freaking like standards. We don't know. But one thing's for certain is that Soji, despite what he's been through, decides to become a hero despite all the things he's been through. But him saving a child, it just shows like he wants to use that as a good memory to like pass on to other generations, so they could continue that like that path to become better, get rid of prejudice. Although like it'll still exist for over a century, he believes, but he believes things could get better with each year or each generation or era that comes by, So I thought it was pretty cool, but like I guess as many people will say, I think the hetero morphs discrimination and in terms of appearance should have been mentioned about a long time ago in My Hero Academia, which I kind of somewhat agree, because like yeah. I mean, like, I wish we had more focus with a lot of Class 1A, and maybe Class 1B, because, like, I like both classes, and it's really cool, but I guess it's because, like, it's just depends how you, like, see things and how they're supposed to develop, not everyone has a chance to be in the spotlight because there's a lot to write, or the authors, the freaking companies will not give them a chance to, like, give them a chance to write out those, like, characters or something, because of time or because they just want to get to the point, otherwise it'd be boring, we don't know. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.